Alright, I'll be going through quickly the market review for today. Um, so starting on the daily, this is kind of the same thing that I've been looking at this week. We still have this SMT and the highs of previous month high intact. However, when we've traded into this gap, it's the new week opening gap, and it was a valuable gap. We've just disrespected it and closed above it. So price has just been showing itself to be really bullish and not wanting to go down at all. So this has given me more of a framework to look for longs. We have no previous week high SMT, nor do we have a previous week low SMT. Then we jump down to the 90-minute chart. We can see things a bit better here. At the start of the week, we had a previous day low SMT that just shot price higher. We inverted and disrespected the new week opening gap. And we've found value over here. We've closed above it, and we've just kind of been chopping around inside, which shows that the market is priced fairly, and if there was an imbalance of buyers and sellers, this level would act stronger, but price blew through it, and now it's found value over here, just consolidating. And then moving into today, we had a previous day low SMT with YM taking out previous day low, while NQ and ES did not. So given all that, this is a good kind of framework to look for continued higher prices for today. So I'll just need a low time frame SMT to enter on. We also had a previous session low SMT over here. Yeah. NQ not taking the lows out while ES did, and YM was disrespecting previous session low quite heavily. And then when it comes to the entry, this is the entry that I took. So it was a winning day today, which was nice. Although it could have been better. So this is the trade. So my position tool is like this, because this is my actual, how my trade actually looked. Ideally, in a perfect world, my trade would be probably, given for some spread or whatnot, it would have been this. So when we had that change in state of delivery, we had a 5-minute SMT as well. So when we got this up closed candle, that should have been the entry, and I would be targeting previous daily high for around 2R. But this was right upon news release, so we were going to have PMI released the second I was about to enter. And I've seen the PMI news release do a lot in terms of market volatility, and also sometimes it doesn't do that much. So I didn't feel comfortable like entering right before the news release, because I felt like I was just gonna, there was a possibility of the position just crashing and getting slipped and all of that. So I just thought it would be best if I just left it for a few seconds to see if the news release kind of hit the markets hard. And that's what I did. I left it for a few seconds, and it didn't really do anything crazy drastic. But when I entered, it was already like up here. So instead of entering down here, around down here, I went up here because of the news release going high. And then of course price in the same candle went all the way down here, and it was a bit annoying. So my 2R to previous daily high ended up being like 1.36R. And then when price got here, it's usually a bit of low risk to reward. I normally like taking things higher, but honestly, this was kind of the move of the day that I was expecting and that I wanted to be a part of, so I just decided to take all my position out at previous daily high. My only other target would have been previous week high up here, and we didn't end up hitting it. And in terms of my 5 minute trailing method, no, I just would have closed at the end of day around here, which is just for about the same thing that I closed my trade for. Yeah, so basically I just closed it up here for 1.36R. Would have been a nice 2-hour win had, it not been right upon news release. I just didn't feel comfortable entering like that, but it is what it is. I'm not sure. Next time, maybe. Yeah, I see the reason why I did that. It's just a little bit of a less optimal kind of outcome. Maybe I should just enter mechanically before the news and just let the news do its thing, because it's a bit more repeatable. So that's something to take into account moving forward. Nonetheless, still a winning day, which is still nice. Overall, the week I missed one trade. That was a winning trade, but at least I took this one for today. So not too bad. So yeah, we'll see what the next week brings. See ya.